Hi, everyone. Welcome to Watchbots Prime, the most wholesome 6 to 9 minutes of your week. Definitely the most wholesome of mine. I have to admit, I'm a little flustered. This is Ben, by the way, as if you didn't know that. Whatever. I was setting up the microphone and I had a whole iced coffee on the table here with me. And it's not a gimmick that Shaylin and I are parents. Dave too. This is real life. So we got to record at night. And I run off of coffee in the best of times. So I'm setting up the microphone. I have a frosty iced coffee that will get me through the next few hours of talking here. And I fucking knocked it all over the floor. Just splattered. Just so defeating, because it's not just the drop. It's the sad seeping all over the floor and then the realization that, oh, I need to clean this up. So now my feet are wet and cold and I don't think I'm absorbing the caffeine that way. Would be nice. Are there caffeine patches? Check that out. Anyway, I'm going to push on for the people, for the content. I've mentioned this before, but I've been watching a lot of Star Trek this summer. So I think I started around Memorial Day. I'm up to season 3 now. I've been finding I can binge in fits and spurts, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing, as they say. And I thought that Star Trek, the original series, has been getting a bad rap because, a lot of people say it's ridiculously corny. You can skip a lot of it. And it is corny, right? 100%. But I've actually been enjoying the first 2 seasons quite a bit. And I find, how could I possibly enjoy the highs of Picard dressing up like a sea captain or Picard getting his heart stabbed out and having a metal heart? If you don't know Kirk and Spock and Scotty and the crew. But I hit season 3 where they really slashed the budgets, and boy, oh boy, it is a weird and wild ride through 3 episodes. So the first episode involves a childlike woman beaming onto the Enterprise and stealing Spock's brain. Just flat out taking his brain. So the gang has to go save Spock's brain. He can communicate with them through their communicators, but McCoy has to build like a headgear so Spock can walk around because they only have a certain time limit to put his brain back in his body before it decays or something. I don't know. I don't think that medical sciences sound pretty weird. Second episode, Kirk is being like a maniac. He's acting completely insane. But as it turns out, it's a ruse so that they can get cornered by some Romulans, and he and Spock can get beamed aboard the Romulan ship. And then Spock can pretend that he wants to have control of the Enterprise, and then he can pretend to kill Kirk so that Kirk can get plastic surgery to look like a Romulan so he can beam back onto the ship so that he can steal a device and they can transport Spock off the ship and get away. And Kirk wakes up from his fake death and he's back on the Enterprise. And he just demands that McCoy give him plastic surgery. And the plastic surgery is just pointed ears and some offensive looking eyebrows. Good stuff. Episode 3, the weirdest of them all. Kirk, McCoy, and Spock are on an apparently primitive planet. They see an obelisk. They turn, and there is the most stereotypical Native American tribe you've ever seen in your life. It's like one part Pocahontas, one part the sad Native American fella crying at trash, and just a whole lot of stereotypes. So Kirk gets amnesia. He is deemed a god by these people. He marries a woman, gets her pregnant, dresses in a lot of fringe. He acts the shit out of things. And then when the people find out he's not a god, they stone him, and they stone his pregnant wife to death. And, that's the first 3 episodes of season 3 of Star Trek. So needless to say, I can't recommend it enough. And speaking of non-subtle ways of handling sensitive information, let's talk about this week's cartoon. Drug use and opioids, a big problem in today's society for sure. Some say it's an epidemic. Some say it's more than an epidemic. I don't know what that means. But, the drug problem's been around for a long time. From the days of reefer madness on forward, probably before that. I feel like Jack the Ripper was opium den related. Anyway, when you put together one part Roger Rabbit and one part ham-fisted thoughts on the wavy gravy and the wacky tobacco, you get cartoon all-stars to the rescue. And this show has music. Boy, oh boy, does it have music. Alan Menken, but let's just give you a little flavor from our friend Theodore the Chipmunk.
Simon suspects drugs.
Oh, my!
I know we spend a lot of time talking through children's shows. It's kind of the concept of the show. And from time to time, there are shows that I can't wrap my head around them. And it's not a bit. Like, I truly get lost in these things. This show may be the apex of that, because it's a world where all of these cartoon characters come together to stop a boy from taking drugs. That's the idea, right? But the way that they do it is so over the top and so like odd and not based in anything. It feels, frankly, really reckless for children to be watching this and taking the things away that I think you're meant to take away. But I don't know. Did I enjoy it? I guess we'll find out. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. It's an interesting watch anyway, but it's up on YouTube. We'll put the link up. As always, hit us up. Twitter, WatchbotsPod, email at watchbotspod.com. You know all this shit by now. I'm conscious of saying it, but I will, because that's life. But we'll talk to you on Monday. And, if you choose to use your weekend to get high or, I don't know, fucking do some acid, that's up to you. It's your life, but we'll see you on Monday. This is Ben. I'm out of here. And until next week, may your grass clippings be green and your sticky be icky. Bye.
Smoke weed every day.